Welcome to Focus and Faith. I am Eva, your host, and thank you so very much for joining me today. I am excited about the show today. We have a great topic for today, so hang on, stay with us, and stay tuned. I just wanted to let you guys know that you are very welcome to share the show. Focus and Faith is all about you understanding who you are as a spiritual being, navigating your life throughout this planet, on this earth, in this natural body. Yes, you are a spiritual being from on high. You came here in this body form through your parents. Through your parents, you were birthed into this earth with this new body form that allows you to remain in this atmosphere and function. So that is what the show is all about, learning how to navigate life as a spiritual being. Aware, awake, and woke, as people say. I'm woke. So yes, if you are joining us for the first time, welcome, 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 because Focus and Faith is all about learning to allow your faith to fuel your focus, your passion to be in the driver's seat, and your spirit to be your guide. Your spirit is your compass. It is your guide to navigating this life. All you have to do is connect to your spirit, listen to it, and do what it says, and you will never fail. That's why there's no such thing as failure. There's no such thing as failure. You might fall, but you always get back up again. Get back up again. Thanks to Donnie McClurkin for that one. Get back up again. So grab your handy dandy notebooks and let's get ready for Focus and Faith. Today we are talking about the characteristics of consciousness. All right? The characteristics of consciousness, being aware, being awoke, and navigating this life as a spiritual being. Okay, so what are those? What are some of the characteristics of consciousness? Being awake, being awoke. All right, so you have your focus, which is your will. All right, your focus is your will. That's giving power to your will, the things that you want to do with your life, the things that you were sent here to do with your life, that thing that feels like it's right. It feels good. It's not the pleasure of feeling good, but the feeling that what you're doing and the knowing that what you're doing is what you are supposed to be doing. All right, so we have that. We have your focus is your will. We have your vision is your imagination. All right, vision is what you see in your mind's eye. Remember, we talked about your mind's eye, okay? For those of you newcomers, go back. For those of you who don't remember, don't recall, go back to the videos. We talked about that third eye, okay? All right, so your imagination, vision, imagination. All right, we're talking about characteristics of consciousness, of being conscious, of being aware and awakened. All right, so we're talking about will, imagination, perception. What is your perspective? When we're talking about perception, the way you perceive things. Okay? You get that? You're following me? Your perception. Because perception is very important. Because a lot of times, and most of the time, we do not perceive things the same way. All right? We all are individuals here on this earth. So our perception, the way we calculate in our brain, what we see may be different from the person that's sitting right next to you. I remember when back on the job, we had a scenario. We were in a training session, and we had a scenario where they played a video, and they played a video of this group that was dancing, all right? And everybody had on most of the people in the dance had on black, and they all kind of formed this circle. And this other character that jumped in the circle, right, had on complete black from head to toe. All right, jumped in a circle, did a little move, and jumped out of the circle. So after the video was over, the instructor asked the class who saw another individual come into the circle to dance. And most of the class said they didn't see another person come into the class. Into the dance, into the circle, okay? So when he ran it back in slow motion, the majority of the people could not describe what the person looked like that they thought they saw, what the person had on that they thought they saw, until after they played the video back in slow motion, they realized that it was a male character. And the clothing that the person had on, it was simply amazing. It was simply amazing, the response that each person gave, or the majority of the class never saw the person jump in the circle, do the dance, and jump out. Okay? So, perception, what you see, and the way you see it, and then how you go about reacting to what you perceive a thing to be or a situation to be. All right, we're talking about characters of consciousness. So your perception, awaken it, be detailed and be aware, be alert. Okay, imagination, that is your vision. Have a vision, and when you see visions, dreams and visions, okay, remember them or write them down. Okay, there's a message in that. Your focus and your will, or your will is your focus. That is what you desire to do with your life. Okay, all right, what you have. And a lot of times you'll hear people say, God, if God wills it. God wills what you desire because God has given it to you. So God wills it, all right? If it's in God's will, if I wake up the next day, it is. It is God's will for you to wake up the next day. But yes, we all have our time limit that we're going to be on this earth, all right? So next is reasoning, or your discernment, all right? So discerning something is the same thing as, like, saying, well, let me think about that because I'm not sure if I agree with it, or, something that you may disagree with because you have a different type of sensing about it. Are you following me? Are you getting what I'm saying to you? So you can discern, you can walk into a room and kind of discern the personalities that are in that room by looking right in their eyes, or discern the environment, whether it's pleasant or not. Okay, so that is discernment. That is paying attention to what's going on in an environment, paying attention to what's going on with people's expression and in their eyes to understand if everything is hunky-dory. All right, so let's talk about intuition and energy. All right, so another character of your consciousness is your intuition, or otherwise known as energy. All right, it's an energy that's within you, right? That you get this sensation, is your gut feeling is saying, don't go right, go left. Or go left and don't go right. Okay, so that's your intuition. Your intuition is powerful, and it is a mighty tool that you have that's given to you already. You just have to get in touch with it and understand, accept the fact that it's there, and allow your intuition to surface, to come alive within you. Okay? And then your memory. Your memory is a powerful tool as well. Okay? A lot of times people think of memory as something in the past. Okay? But as a spiritual being, remember, your spirit doesn't sleep, your spirit doesn't die. Okay? So your memory lies within your spirit. Your spirit can take you back to your past, because you don't travel back in your past, and you're in this natural body. It's in your mind and your memory. Your power tool is your mind. Okay? You get me? Are you following me now? Because your memory is very important, because not only is it of your past, but it's of your future. Come on, Eva. How's my memory, my future? I haven't been in the future. I've only been in the past. Well, believe it or not, you have traveled to your future by your spirit. Yes, I'm going to say that again. You have traveled to your future by your spirit. And for example, deja vu. Have any of you out there ever had a feeling that you have already been somewhere before? Okay, you might have been on a job that you've gone to, and you might have been sitting around a lunch table or in an office or in your cubicle talking to someone, and you realize, wait a minute, this seems familiar. Or somebody might be in a classroom or in your school or what have you, in a restaurant, and you're talking with people, and you realize, like, you get a flash in your vision, in your mind, you can see, wait a minute, this happened before. Okay, there's something that triggers in your spirit that this has happened before. A case in point, real quick, was a few years back, quite a few years back, I had a dental appointment, and I selected the dentist office through my list of dentists for my insurance, and I selected one that I thought was close to me. And I went there, and to make a long story short, the dental assistant that was doing my cleaning, I said to her, "You look familiar." And we talked, and she was younger than me. So it was like no way that I really went to school with her or worked with her, because she was, a dental assistant or anything like that. But I began to tell her how I saw her, or what was familiar to me about her. And I said, the only difference is, it seems like you were pregnant when we met the first time. And she kind of looked at me. She said, "Oh, really? Young woman." And I said, yeah. It just this whole scenario seems familiar to me. So I had dental work done there, probably for about a year or more. A year later, when I came back to her to see her, you guessed it, she was expecting. She was pregnant. She was fully pregnant, and she looked at me and smiled, and I smiled, and we never said anything about it. So what happened there? What happened? Did my spirit travel ahead of me? Okay. Or was I a seer? Did I see the situation and spoke it into existence? Those are some things we are going to cover on the show to help you understand that you are a spiritual being having an earthly experience. That is all the time we have. Thank you so very much for joining me here on Focus and Faith. I look forward to seeing you next time. Remember, Focus and Faith is on YouTube, and we are going further and farther beyond to be able to come to you all around the world. All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Sunday.